It's your dude, Lord Overlay. As a black man in America, you cannot be labeled a good man. America is caught up on labels because they're too lazy to read the fine print. Let's start with the word coon. Coon, in my interpretation, is a pejorative denouncing the idea of a good black man, because doing what's right as a black man is as colloquially unfamiliar as single mothers not being on welfare. But I digress. Let's be honest, coon is a euphemism for the word nigger. I said it. What white people, Asian people, and any other race other than us quote-unquote coons don't understand is that the words nigger and coon don't affect us. For one, coons have fucked your bitch already, so why would we care about being called a coon? In other words, we were able to do with no money what you couldn't do with all the money. Fuck your bitch. So when you run around with another coon's kid, just know this. Thank you. You're the equivalent of a bad debt write-off. Much appreciated. There's also groupthink that all black men are stupid, low IQ, low value men. Can you make a video? Oh, you can't? Who's the low IQ one now? Have you graduated college for business administration? Oh, you didn't? Who's the low IQ one now? Oh, you don't have a job? Have bad credit? Don't pay your taxes? Live off government assistance? Who's the low value man now? The only reason so-called coons have to coon is because racist, bigoted, classist, establishment, white, Asian, and every other tribalistic group out there rations economic prosperity from us quote-unquote coons. But I digress. Good black man hate is just an excuse for the loser reflecting the image of yourself in the mirror. You can't run away from that. You can't deny these things. You know these things to be true. Everybody thinks that there's some God, some holy individual worthy to be praised. You're not special. You eat, shit, produce odor, and sleep just like the rest of us. Get your insipid deification of your overrated and much maligned works out of here. A coon has to work 5 times harder to get 1/5 of the results of any other race out there. That's the black challenge. Here's the thing. Problems only matter to people when it hits close to home, when it directly affects their life. If it doesn't have a direct effect, they don't care. They could give 2 fucks about the black challenge, all up and until the point where the thug robs them. Then they care. This is what separates leaders from followers. Leaders, like coons, are stimulated by creation, production, and positive action. Followers, like losers, are stimulated by drama, shitposting, pity parties, and hypersexualization. All because negativity is entertaining to them. Dumb people are only stimulated by negativity. Period. This is why sex sells. This is why thug music gets praised. This is why thug culture is held up with the highest regard. This is why getting shot and killed at a young age for running with the wrong crowd gets quote-unquote street cred. Let's investigate into this further like Robert Mueller, shall we? 2019 years have passed, and we still have the same divisive, corrupt, and nepotistic behavior degrading the very fabric of our society. The hubris of these bureaucratic, self-serving, egomaniacal, resource-hoarding demagogues who are hell-bent on middle-class genuflection to their idealistic, bombastic, and globalistic schema, the framework for American genocide. They use feminism, censorship, logical fallacies, plausible deniability, education rationing, political propaganda, demonetization, inflation, taxes, gun violence, law, and military enforcement, all for the express purpose to make you defer. Deference, yielding to their power. The individual in American society has to yield. There's no autonomy for the American individual. You cannot just exist to do good things for yourself. No. There must be strings attached. You must have a ball and chain. You must be a part of some organization in order to survive, in order to make money to live. You see, being a part of a support system is how they have control over your lives. I use they because if I label the quote-unquote enemy of the American people, I will get shut down. My message will be thwarted. History has a tendency to repeat itself when a multitude of people don't listen to valuable information and make better decisions to move themselves forward. They rely on the talking points of so-called experts and licensed people to tell them how to live their lives. Having a license doesn't make you an expert at anything. It makes you liable. It's just a piece of paper used as a branding tool to make people defer to these experts' opinions. So often are the black man's anecdotal evidence dismissed as a non-starter, race-baiting, charged speech. These things are called out of its real name. These truths are constantly misrepresented. Coons are misstated on a fundamental, institutional, and relational level. But what they don't consider is the alternative, the thugs that reside in the ghettos, prisons, and the streets of the US. That instead of earning coin like you do Lord Overlay, they rob, cheat, and steal to get their resources. They live under the mantra, since life is not fair, I'm just going to take it. Take what I want and leave everyone else with the receipt. And that's okay to you? You accept that behavior as the appropriate behavior for black men? To be third-class citizens? Yeah, life may not be fair, but when you have a society that uplifts criminals, that society is the problem. Period. When you listen to my words and you think it's coming from a place of anger instead of trying to enlighten you on what's really going on in your little bubble called your day-to-day, it's a problem. The second alternative, and one of my final points in this video, is the black man being a bottom boy, or a top boy for that matter. Jussie Smollett, the worst a black man can get, is the poster boy of top and bottom boy behavior. This man was on Netflix. This man was an actor. This man made $20,000 an episode to the tune of $1,170,000 per season. And according to an article from the Washington Examiner, Jussie Smollett was dissatisfied with the $1 million pay, which caused them to draft a fake letter, smear conservatives, waste taxpayer dollars with the police investigation, and this man is going to get off with a slap on the wrist with a reduced sentence most likely? I don't believe in politics because it is all self-interest. At the same time, this punk-ass fuckboy is put on TV. This is the same black man they love to see, right? Mainstream media's push to make all black men gay, it's not working. Their try-hard opposition is being met vehemently with opposition. I refuse to allow the narrative to be pushed that this idea that the coon is toxic. You gave these Jussie Smollett's money, you gave these thugs money, but you won't give money to the people that are actually helping other people improve their situation. Fuck you. Once again, when good people have to work 40 hours a week just to live paycheck to paycheck, and you call these working black men coons, that's the problem. When black men actually take care of their kids and keep their household stable, but their kid gets killed because he was going home from school and got shot in a drive-by, all the meanwhile the Jussie Smolletts of the world get over $1 million to bitch and complain about his salary, that's the problem. In order to be a successful black man in America, you have to be an NBA rapper, or an NBA player, or a rapper, or a Jussie Smollett, or some sort of government bureaucrat, military member, or law enforcement. You can't be a doctor, entrepreneur, real estate mogul, investment banker, hedge fund manager, software developer, architect, engineer, network administrator, IT professional, data scientist, mathematician, teacher, author, chartered financial analyst, seat on the board of directors, CEO. We're not allowed to be any of these things because we're not good enough to do it, even though our resume speaks to the converse. This is what's the crutch, that this society and its constituents really think, believe, and stand firm that we can't be any of those job titles stated above, all because they think we're not good enough. You'll hear it all the time. I remember when I was at the office last year, I told one of my coworkers that I finally graduated college, and this was a big weight being lifted off of my shoulders. It took me 15 years to get through countless obstacles to finally reach a lifelong goal of mine. Him, being a white man, told me, nobody cares. That's when I knew that no matter what I did and how hard I worked, as a black man, you will never be good enough in a white man's eyes. So when I hear things along the lines of why do black people race bait all the time for white people, just know, black men have evidence to its validity. Our first-hand experience of these accounts make it so. This is why the Jussie Smolletts of the world were able to do these things. It's because it still continues today. It still continues on a day-to-day basis. Don't believe me? Look at Detroit. Don't believe me? Look at Southside of Chicago. Don't believe me? Look at the remaining of the 15 worst cities for Black America, according to an article from USA Today. They state, and I quote, The median annual income among black households in the United States is $36,651, about $24,000 shy of the median income amongst white households. Black Americans are also less likely to own a home, less likely to have a college education, and 5 times more likely to be incarcerated than white Americans. To end this video, I understand that the things that were said in this video probably offended you. I hold no apologies or reservations. This culture of marginalization and degradation of the black man needs to be changed. In order to change culture, you have to shock it. You have to put it on Front Street. You have to expose it. At the end of the day, if no race is more superior than another race. So if you put yourself on a pedestal, expect me to kick you down. Appreciate you, fam. Help me out with the following: like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, any tribute to your dude, Lord Overlay, will be used for bringing more original and fresh out the gate content. Circo Hustle.